that helps.
Have
I
I
hadn't thought about doing that, but yeah.
Have I done that one?
Yeah. I don't really seem to have a lot of runny eyes or itchy eyes or in my ears or anything. Right there.
Yeah.
Right down there. There's what's on. We're only missing.
Debbie, how's your house? Are you so tired?
Yes, but when I get done here, I go to the Elma house and drop off the key and then just do a final.
We were just happy there were no cars there. Where's those kids? Get the heck out!
They waited until today. They were
What?
carrying stuff out like crazy.
I saw the garage was full of
spiritual gifts inventory, and I was shocked that it was the right name of the right church at the right state, and so I went and checked, and it turned out that it was. And then Kim and Mike took it. So what did y'all think?
I didn't know what helps was until they, you go in and do the characteristics and what to be aware of. That's kind of
What did you think it was? Were you surprised? Did you think it was accurate, or what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was accurate. It feels braggy. So you
I
don't,
know we talked about that.
You
It
don't
feels
want to go
braggy.
there.
So what did it say?
I took pictures of it on my phone because I can't remember.
Come on and brag.
No, I was tied with helps and faith. I had both those were the same.
Yeah.
And it was basically my deaconess stuff that I get after helping stuff and making sure it gets done, that kind of thing. Yeah. Mike, what was yours? I forgot. Service. Yeah, so his I thought was perfect because it was.
They both do.
And he was like, his first person to get down here and climb it underneath the church because the cats
Yeah.
are dead underneath their usual things.
So if you haven't ever done it, it doesn't mean it's it's not infallible, but it's interesting. And I just we talked about a wonderful example. It feels kind of braggy. It can feel like that, but that's not. Remember that God gifts us to do things for the body, and if the hand says to the eye, "Hey, I'm really important," or "I'm a hand, so I'm bragging," that doesn't make sense, right? And so we should know, and then with the knowledge comes hopefully an obligation that we should serve, and that's what God created us for, and we want to let people serve, and we want to encourage them to do that.
Beware of taking on your phone though. Mike can only get over to seldom. So he thought, I'm not going to do very good on this. The whole thing doesn't show up if you're not like on an iPad or a computer. So, So beware of
the
the
choices,
phone.
yes.
yeah, because you're not going to get a true score because you're
Oh, that's
only
funny.
going halfway across the survey.
Awesome. Well, if you get a chance to do that, go do that, or if you don't, it's no big deal. All right, so tonight we're going to read and study Romans 14:1 through 15 through 13. And I want to start by saying there's a thing in the Bible somewhere, Ecclesiastes, that for everything there's a season, right? So there's a beginning and an end. And so tonight is the end of our study, but really it's actually the end of Paul's instruction, because after this and the rest of 15 and 16, most of it is why I'm writing, and then I'm going to come to Spain, and we studied that at the very first course, and then identifying people in the church that he knows and gives greetings and stuff. So this is kind of the end of Paul's instruction. And I think it's very interesting because starting in the first chapter and then going through, Paul got very detailed and very specific about his teaching and categories and his, we'll say his thesis or explanation. And then in chapter 12 and all, he got specific about who we are and some instructions. And then in chapter 14 and part of 15 here, we're going to see it's a broader. So he's kind of getting more broad in his explanations or his commands or his descriptions. So as it gets broader, it's easier for us to take this as, well, these are for us too. And so we'll see that tonight as we read through this. Okay, so we're just going to start in verse 1 and read through this section tonight. And then we'll go through and highlight some of the notes and things. And hopefully if you have questions or comments, that would be helpful. Accept him whose faith is weak without passing judgment on disputable matters. One man's faith allows him to eat everything, but another man whose faith is weak eats only vegetables. The man who eats everything must not look down on